Hello everyone, I am Amit Kumar and I am going to present a proposal for autonomous aerial manipulation. These are the contents which will be discussed in this presentation. Firstly, let us discuss background and motivation. Unmanned aerial vehicles can be used for tasks involving inspection, transport, and remote sensing. Aerial manipulation is the integration of mobility with physical interaction. By combining the agility of a multi-rotor with the dexterity of a robotic manipulator, aerial manipulation opens a vast range of practical applications. However, achieving autonomous manipulation is a challenge. It requires a system that can manage the complex coupled dynamics of the UAV and its arm, perform real-time computer vision tasks on board, and operate under severe weight and power constraints. Let us move to introduction part. This project suggests the design, development, and validation of a system for autonomous aerial manipulation. Our system shall integrate a lightweight, high-speed manipulator with a powerful, efficient onboard embedded computer and TPG's control strategy. The system shall be comprised of following components: UAV platform, manipulator, embedded vision system, and navigation system. Now, objectives. The objective of this project is to suggest a UAV system capable of autonomously detecting, approaching, and physically interacting with a target object using vision guided control. Objectives include to suggest an arm manipulator with eye in hand camera for aerial manipulation, to select the optimal embedded hardware platform for real time computer vision, to suggest a real time visual guidance system using an image based visual servo, to suggest TPG as a control model for navigation. A scope of work includes integration of the manipulator and embedded vision system onto a quadcopter, a study methodology for object detection, tracking, and vision guided control, a study TPG based navigation controller, and methodology for testing and validation in a controlled environment. Next comes methodology, which is divided in four sections. Firstly, we will discuss system design and integration. The methodology for system design and integration centers on achieving a critical balance between low weight, high computational throughput, and maximum responsiveness, all while ensuring the combined dynamics of aerial platform and manipulator remain stable. The selection process is governed by the need for a real time, high performance system capable of autonomous vision guided tasks. Platform shall be assembled. It should be lightweight, long flight time, and operate on low power. We can use DJI Matrix 350 RTK. This has a high payload capacity and it supports third party payloads. Now, embedded computer selection. The primary driver for the computing unit selection is the demand for real-time processing of complex computer vision and control algorithms, which often rely on deep neural networks. Therefore, the chosen computer must have dedicated resources that can uh, run TPG, and it should be compute in real time, should run MSCR algorithm, and should have better memory. It should also have high throughput. A formal comparative study is conducted between general embedded platforms and dedicated embedded platforms designed for AI, such as NVIDIA Jetson TX2 and Jetson Nano. Jetson provides the best balance of performance and power for real time tasks. For far exceeding the Raspberry Pi 4. The dedicated platforms are consistently preferred because they offer superior memory and computational power, which is essential for the high throughput, low latency requirements of visual detection and tracking. Now, manipulator selection. Manipulator is nothing but the robotic arm. It should have a good gripper. The gripper and the robotic arm should be light and fast. Design should be such as to minimize the negative impact on the UAV's flight time and overall dynamics. The manipulator must have sufficient degrees of freedom to execute the required industrial or manipulation tasks. Its weight and configuration must be considered during the unified kinematic and dynamic modeling of the entire platform, as its movement directly influences the stability of the multi-rotor base. Now, sensor configuration and placement. Primary guidance sensor vision cameras are the fundamental sensor for autonomous manipulation, enabling image-based visual servo guidance. Placement should be very fine and it is critical. Eye in hand camera mounted on the manipulator itself for high precision, close range visual feedback during grasping. Body fixed camera can be used for wider view of the object and the environment. Proximity and trigger sensors can be used to enable ultra-fast, non-visual tasks. Supplementary sensors, and these are supplementary sensors. For instance, an ultrasonic sensor is employed near the gripper's arm to precisely detect the distance to an incoming object. This non-visual distance signal acts as a trigger to activate the quick closing mechanism, providing reliable grasping capability even at high speeds. Vision and guidance control system. This has two types of mechanism, MSCR and DSST. To keep the tracking the target without losing it in the live video, we shall use two methods that is discussed here, MSCR and DSST. Firstly, the MSCR method is good for finding small objects and shall give a strong first vision. MSCR is a fast computer vision technique that can find distinct objects in a picture. It can do this by imagining the image as a hill and valley map where brightness is the height. For keeping track after finding it, the system can switch to discriminative scale space tracker, that is DSST. This tracker can keep a continuous lock on the target, can work well in the real time, and can be strong against movement or when the target is briefly hidden. We have also image-based visual servo. It uses less computing power and is naturally resistant to small mistakes in camera setup. The steering rule can directly use the positions of the target features in the camera image to figure out how fast the whole drone platform needs to move. Instead of calculating the full 3D position of the target, this simply tries to keep the important features such as the object centers or corners. By continuously adjusting its motion to correct the error between the current image and the desired image, the drone can smoothly approach, align, and interact with the object. Now, this model also has adaptive control mode switching. In this, the system can switch control modes easily depending on the task. It can use position control for steady jobs like taking off, landing, or following set paths. It can switch to speed control when the IVVS system is actively guiding the drone using vision for a task like grabbing an object. When the object is very close, the proximity sensor triggers and the gripper closes automatically. Now, navigation and control. Deep reinforcement learning (DRL) is powerful approach but is computationally heavy to train. So TPGs are selected, which is an evolutionary algorithm that builds controllers from simple programs. The methodology for navigation using tangled program graphs, that is TPGs, for autonomous aerial manipulation is a evolution-based learning approach. The structure of TPG includes three things: teams, actions, and programs. Teams serve as the internal decision points in the graph. A team is a collection of programs, edges that lead to other teams or directly to actions. The process begins at a root team. Actions are the final commands executed by the UAV, such as specific speed and direction controls. Programs are link sources teams to a destination. A program is a sequence of simple arithmetic instructions that process the input data. Now let us see how TPG is executed. The TPG translates the current environmental state sensor data into an action command. Execution begins at the root team. Calculate bits. All programs connected to the current team can be executed using the current environmental state. Each program produces a bid, a number representing its suitability. We have to follow the highest bid. Control flow from the program that generate the highest bid. It takes a sequential decision. The flow continues until it reaches action, at which point the corresponding command is executed by the aerial vehicle. Now, how TPGs are trained. The TPG learn to navigate through an evolutionary process within a reinforcement learning framework. Fitness assignment. Multiple TPG policies are evaluated in the environment and their performance is measured by their fitness. Selection and elimination. Policies with the lowest rewards are eliminated. Emergent modularity. This process naturally creates successful policies that become internal teams for other policies, promoting efficiency and increasing the complexity of the TPG. Now, testing and validation. In testing and validation, we will do simulation and algorithm testing, component and subsystem validation, full system autonomous experiments. In simulation and algorithm testing, we'll validate the core autonomous control algorithm. Illustrative example, tangled program graphs. In component and subsystem validation, the individual hardware and software components must be validated to ensure they meet the real-time and physical demands of aerial manipulation. In full system autonomous experiments, the final stage shall be involved to integrate all components for complex real-world tasks in a safe testing area. In manipulation tasks, the system shall be tasked with executing complete autonomous missions such as autonomous flight involving grabbing and successfully transporting a target object. In control validation, experiments shall validate the different control modes. Position control can be utilized for basic flight maneuvers like takeoff and landing. In vision guidance accuracy, if image-based visual servo is used, testing shall confirm the UAV can accurately approach and maintain a stable lock on the target object using the visual feedback and control the multi-rotor under actuation. Under dynamics check, Experiments shall be conducted using various starting conditions and target positions. The testing must confirm the stability of the integrated aerial manipulation platform, also check its behavior while carrying a load. Uh, Now, the expected outcomes. An integrated UAV model capable of autonomous vision guided manipulation, a real-time onboard embedded processor for running algorithms for detection, tracking, and control, a comparative analysis report demonstrating the good economic performance of the TPG control model over standard DRL methods for navigation and control. And finally, UAV autonomously identifying, flying, and grasping a target object. Now, hardware's needed and estimated budget. For aerial platform, we will use DJI Matrix 350 RTK. For computation needs, we have NVIDIA Jetson, and for camera, we have SIYI hybrid zoom gimbal camera for drone surveillance inspection. Like this, we have estimated our total budget around 10 lakhs. Finally, these are the references we have used for modeling the proposal. Thank you.